Static routes are very common and can be more efficient than dynamic routes. Routers can learn about remote networks in two different ways, manual and dynamic. Manual is usually when someone enters a static route into the routing table. Dynamic is done after dynamic routing protocols are configured. There are some ups and downs with dynamic and static routing. Here's a chart explaining it. Static routes are for smaller networks with simpler topologies. Some benefits they provide include more security and resource conservation. Meanwhile, dynamic routes are independent of network sizes, will adapt to changes, are suitable for simple and complex topologies, with less security in mind, more resource usage, and detection for changed routes. Within a stub network, you can configure the router to only send packets to the only exit interface you have. You can do this with something called the default static route, which is a route that matches for all packets. Typically, a default static route is a static route with 0.0.0.0 as its destination and a subnet mask of 0.0.0.0. This also provides as the gateway of last resort, which is usually used on edge routers to send packets when the destination is not known. There's also something known as a summary static route, where if there are multiple networks you're connected to, for example, these, you can summarize it with this. This can reduce your routing table entries. The next type of static route is a floating static route, which is a route used as a backup path if the primary or dynamic routes fail. Usually, this is configured with a much higher administrative distance than all the other routes. Here's a more in-depth look at the IP route command. Bolded parts of this command are not to be changed if you choose to use them. You will need the network address and the subnet mask for this command to work. After that, you can either choose between an IP address, which is the interface of the router you intend on sending it to, or the exit interface in which the packet will be leaving from on your router. There are three kinds of routes to the destination. Next hop route, where only the next hop IP address is specified. With this one, the command might look like this, and when you check the routing table, it might look like this. Directly connected static route, where only the exit interface is specified. With this one, the command might look like this, and it'll show up on the routing table like this. Fully specified static route. This is where the next hop IP address and the exit interface are specified. And with this one, the command output will look like this. When setting up a default static route, you can store every route into a single route. It'll look like this when you set it up. You can set it up as a next hop directly connected or fully specified. For assigning your static route, it would look like this. The number at the end is the chosen administrative distance. If you need to calculate a summary route, here's how you do it. First, you want to compare all the routes you are attempting to summarize. From here, you'll want to count the number of far left matching bits. In this example, we have 14 matching bits. After that, you'll want to replace the prefix with the amount of matching bits. For a subnet mask, you would just have 255.253.0.0 in this example. When attempting to troubleshoot your static routes, try these commands. That's it for this one. In the next episode, we're going to cover routing dynamically.